Hello everyone, my name's Helen Sharp and I'm Head of College. I'm here to talk a bit about college and what's on offer for the students and the opportunities.
Hello, I'm Ruth Crabtree. I am the Deputy Head Academic of Bootham School and I will be helping Helen to talk about college and with particular emphasis on the A-level programme and the academic side of the school. So I think I'm going to start by talking about our core programme. Which is obviously our A-level programme plus an EPQ or a Bootham research project. Helen will talk a bit more in depth about the EPQ and the Bootham research project, but suffice to say that our core programme is 3 A-levels. The majority of students will choose 3 A-levels. Some students, however, may start with a 4th A-level just to open their choices and to give them some time to really make sure that they've chosen the right A-levels, and some will drop their 4th A-level at particular intervals that year. We don't expect many to carry on with their 4th A-level, although some do if they can cope with the intellectual challenge. Now, you may not know that A-levels changed 2 or 3 years ago, and they are now linear and they are quite heavily rich in content, and so they are requiring of a very high level of motivation, and volume of work is quite challenging. So that is why our core programme is 3 A-levels, because we want to make sure that our students gain the best results possible. We don't want them to stretch them, overly stretch themselves in terms of their academics. What I'd also like to highlight, I think, is the small class sizes that we have, which I think is very important at A-level. Our largest class is 16, but obviously depending on the popularity of the subject, some subjects are actually fewer in number, as you might imagine. The sciences are quite busy, and obviously the art subjects can tend to be have fewer students. I think it's also important to mention what a fantastic relationship the college students have with the academic staff at Bootham. I think one of our main strengths is the quality of our teaching. Our teaching staff are very well qualified and they are incredibly passionate about their subject. And I think that the relationships that students have with staff at the sixth form level, at college level, are really quite amazing. And staff will go above and beyond to help the students that they have in their care. And I hope, and I would like to say, and I hope that the students' videos will also prove this, that students feel very well able to approach staff for extra help and clarification and explanations, and that it's a very fruitful year for both teachers and students across the A-level programme. You might have read in our literature that students call staff by their first name, which, I would definitely say that at the beginning as a staff member, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but now I don't think I could function in any other way. I think having that relationship where students respect you, but call you by your first name is actually a very powerful thing. And I think it really adds another dimension to the very strong and fruitful relationships that we have with our sixth form students here. I think
I might talk about tutor group just now,
yes,
if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Sorry. So just to fill you in a bit about the tutor system. So the close relationship between the subject staff and students at A-level is an integral part of the college experience. In particular, I would say within the tutor system, it's really important. So A-level students go into a tutor group, they have the same tutor for 2 years. There are 9 students, not more than 9 students, possibly 10 at most in a tutor group. And that tutor sees them every day. They have quite an extensive quite extended time with them. So on a Tuesday every other week, they have an hour. And then on a Thursday, they have a longer tutor meeting, and then they see them every day anyway. So it's a really close relationship, which is really important because you want to pick up the nuances of a student's progress. You want to pick up if they're finding anything too challenging, or if they're upset by anything, if they're feeling a bit overwhelmed, or indeed to celebrate things when they're doing really well. So we work really hard on that tutor relationship. The tutors have lots of fun with their students. I know we've got a tutor at the moment who's exploring baking treats, English baking treats, as part of her tutor group, which I think is a brilliant thing to do. And they're all bringing in various things and chatting about that amongst looking at other kind of wider political, social things within the tutor group and getting to grips with their course too. So I think that's really important, the support that they get. The tutor also helps them very significantly with their UCAS applications. We use a platform called Unifrog, which is great. So I run a session after school for all of college on Tuesdays, and then their tutors will help them individually think about the skills that they have, think about the competencies that they might want to gain and develop, and then look at subjects that might be applicable for them or appropriate for them to study or follow up when they've left Bootham. So the tutor and the tutor group are a really integral part of the way that we deliver the learning experience at college. I just want to talk briefly about the EPQ and the Bootham Research Project. So you may or may not be familiar with this, but when AS levels largely kind of dropped from the curriculum, we decided that as part of our core curriculum, we'd have 3 A levels, but we would introduce the EPQ, the Extended Project Qualification. It's a fantastic qualification. The universities really like it because effectively the students conduct an independent research project. So they can choose a topic, they research it independently, they write a report or produce an artifact, they do a presentation. It takes an academic year to do. And as a result, many universities reduce their offer grade by 1. So if it was a 3A offer, they would offer 2 A's and a B, which is always good to have in your back pocket when you're worried about, getting into your favourite universities. In itself, it's fantastic preparation for university because of all of the skills of independent research and evaluating your research and then writing a structured report. The way that we organise that with the students is in College 1, for the first term, all students do a mini project. So they have something called skills once a week, skills lessons once a week. So they do an hour in that lesson where we take them through research, how to research, where to research, how to check whether it's credible, how to evaluate that research. We look at how to manage your time in lots and lots of different ways. We look at how to write a report, how to do a bibliography and footnotes and all that kind of stuff. So over that term, we teach the skills to be able to do a project. They do a mini project and it's handed in at Christmas. At Christmas, if they feel that this was a brilliant experience for them, they would really like to do an EPQ, then they can choose to do an EPQ. It starts in January. They get a supervisor, a member of staff whom they see every 2 weeks. They carry on with the skills lessons and then they hand their project in after the summer holidays. It is 90 hours of work. It is quite a big ask. If that kind of thing doesn't play to your strengths, but you still want to do a project, we offer something called a Bootham Research Project. So it doesn't have to be the 5,000 words of an EPQ. It can be less, 2,000 or 3,000, and you wouldn't have to jump through quite so many hoops, but you can use it to express an interest in something and talk about it on your personal statement. So still super useful for you for the future.
Yes, so the other thing I wanted to say was that we have a very wide range of subjects on offer at A level. I think there are 21 departments. Obviously, some of the subjects will be new that either we don't offer at GCSE or other schools. For those of you coming from outside, may not have had the opportunity to study at GCSE. I would also say that in terms of option choices, because we actually build the option blocks around student choices, we have about a 99.99% satisfaction rate. It's very rare that a student cannot do the choice that they've asked for. Occasionally, there might be a problem if a student has chosen 4, but generally we tend to work this out and to everyone's satisfaction. The other thing I wanted to talk about was work ethic. Obviously, GCSE to A-level is a big step up, so I think students need to be aware of that without being daunted about that, and to obviously arrive with motivation and a willingness to work hard from the very beginning, to hit the ground running, to use their study periods wisely, so that they can get on top of their work. I think that if you arrive with that mindset, then even if you find things difficult at times, you will have the drive, the energy, the help and support that you need to be able to do well. And I think that arriving, knowing it's going to be hard, but knowing that you're going to have a lot of help is also very, very important.
So I just want to jump here and talk about the other things that are on offer apart from A-Levels, EPQ and Bootham Research Project. So we have a massive activities. You can join. They take place between 4:15 and 5:15. For college in particular, we have something called challenge courses. So we introduced this about 2 years ago. And the idea with a challenge course is that it's a discrete 10-week program. So you just do it in one term. and then you get a certificate at the end, and it's kind of a bit more challenging than a usual activity. We've had courses in programming. One of the most popular ones is in cooking. You have to cook a 3-course meal for £10, and then we have to eat it, which is a delight. It might be in art history, first aid, a massive subjects. So we suggest that college do 3 challenge courses over the 2 years. You can run an activity, which is a privilege to show your leadership skills in college as well. And we have students running things like Amnesty, computing clubs, that kind of thing. So the challenge courses and activity program is fantastic. In addition to that, we have college PE on a Wednesday afternoon, and we've broadened the curriculum here. So we have the usual football, hockey, netball, swimming, basketball, badminton, etc. We have fitness. Lots of people do fitness. Particularly popular is our hot yoga. And we also use the climbing centre in the middle of York, Red Goat. So lots of big cohort of students go off to Red Goat. We're quite keen on things like mountain biking and running. So there's quite a broad spectrum for college PE and for college students to get involved in. So this is the curriculum booklet. You will have a copy of this, and do have a look through. And if you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to get in touch. So you can contact me, helen.sharp@boothamschool.com, or
Ruth.crabtree@boothamschool.com. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.